Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today's episode dives into a topic that has sparked massive buzz across travel forums, expat groups, and social media discussions in the US and worldwide. Starting in 2026, Singapore is rolling out a brand new set of entry rules that are stricter, more high-tech, and far more detailed than what many travelers, especially Americans, are used to. These changes aren't just small adjustments, they represent a complete overhaul of how visitors enter and move through the country. From biometric verification to pre-travel approvals and new financial checks, many Americans are surprised, even shocked by how much the process is evolving. So, in today's video, we're breaking down the top 10 things you need to know about these rules and why they matter. Number 1. Mandatory pre-travel digital authorization. The first major change arriving in 2026 is the requirement for a mandatory digital pre-travel authorization. Unlike the previous arrival card system that travelers filled out right before landing, the new system demands approval before you even board your flight. Americans are reacting strongly because it resembles the strict entry systems used in places like the EU's ETIAS or the US's own ESTA, but with more detailed questions on travel purpose, duration, and personal background. Missing or incorrect information could lead to instant rejection. This adds a new layer of planning and eliminates spontaneous travel, which many Americans are used to. Number 2. Biometric clearance for all travelers. Another big shift is that every traveler, tourists included, must undergo biometric clearance. This includes facial recognition, fingerprint scanning, and possibly iris scanning at automated gates. While Singapore has used biometrics before, the 2026 system expands it to every non-resident, without exception. Many Americans are surprised by how deeply integrated these biometrics are, especially given debates in the US over privacy and data protection. The system is designed for speed and security, but travelers will need to adjust to having their physical identifiers stored and checked for every visit. Number 3. Stricter proof of financial capability. Americans are also reacting to the new requirement to show stronger proof of financial stability when entering Singapore. Travelers may need to demonstrate the ability to fund their entire stay, including accommodations, transportation, and emergency expenses. This can include bank statements, hotel confirmations, or credit limits. The rule aims to prevent overstaying and illegal work, but many U.S. tourists, who are used to visa-free travel without financial checks, find it unexpectedly strict. It means you must come prepared with documentation, digital or physical, to prove you can financially support your visit. Number 4. Tighter rules for remote workers and digital nomads. A huge surprise for Americans is the tightened policy towards digital nomads and remote workers. Singapore's 2026 regulations clarify that anyone performing remote work, even for a U.S. company, must obtain a proper work-related pass if they plan to stay longer than short-term tourism allowances. This means no more living in Singapore for months while working online. The government aims to protect workplace regulations and prevent unauthorized labor. Americans who embrace the digital nomad lifestyle are finding this rule a significant shift compared to flexible policies in other Asian destinations. Number 5. Mandatory health declarations and insurance. Health paperwork isn't going away. In fact, it's increasing. Beginning in 2026, all U.S. travelers must complete a detailed health declaration and carry valid international health insurance covering emergency treatment in Singapore. The insurance requirement shocks many because it applies even for short visits. However, it reduces risk for the government and ensures travelers are covered in case of unexpected medical situations. The health declaration includes vaccination history, recent illnesses, and potential exposure risks, making entry more controlled and predictable. Number 6. Randomized secondary screening. Singapore's immigration authorities will introduce randomized secondary screening for selected travelers. This screening may involve additional questioning, baggage checks, or verification of financial or work-related documents. While common in high-security countries, many Americans are surprised by how routine and strict this will become. The purpose is to deter illegal work and prevent individuals from using tourism as a cover for long-term stays. Even low-risk travelers may occasionally be selected, so it's important to be prepared with complete and accurate information. Number 7. Increased penalties for misreporting. One point that is shocking Americans is the steep rise in penalties for inaccurate or misleading information on forms or interviews. Even unintentional omissions, like forgetting to list a previous travel history detail, could result in fines, denial of entry, or a long-term travel ban. Singapore is known for strict enforcement, and the 2026 rules strengthen that reputation. Travelers must review all documents carefully before submission, as the digital system automatically cross-checks data from previous entries, airline records, and international databases. Number 8. Limits on duration of stay for repeat travelers. Another dramatic change is the new limit on repeat short-term entries. Americans who frequently enter Singapore for short stays, business travelers, family visitors, or regional commuters may face stricter scrutiny. The new rules monitor entry patterns and reduce stay durations if the system detects excessive visits that resemble residency. This measure targets long-stay tourism and remote workers trying to avoid proper permits. Many Americans who rely on flexible travel schedules in Asia are now forced to adjust plans and consider formal long-term passes. Number 9. Enhanced background checks. From 2026 onward, Singapore will conduct deeper background checks that include criminal history, prior immigration violations, and travel patterns across different countries. This is surprising to many Americans because the screening relies heavily on international data sharing agreements. A past minor offense, even if resolved, may require additional questioning. While this may concern some travelers, Singapore emphasizes that the enhanced system increases safety and speeds up clearance for individuals with clean travel records. Number 10. Smarter, fully automated immigration gates. Finally, the entry process will become highly automated. New smart gates will process passports, biometrics, health data, and travel authorizations within seconds. This is impressive technology, but also a major adjustment for Americans used to human officers at the immigration counter. Automated gates may deny entry instantly if something doesn't match, even a mismatched travel date or missing insurance. Although high-tech efficiency is the goal, travelers must ensure all information is correct before flying to avoid issues at the gate. And there you have it, the top 10 new entry rules arriving in 2026 that have left many Americans shocked, confused, or scrambling to prepare. Whether you're a tourist planning a short getaway, a business traveler making frequent trips, or a digital nomad dreaming of Southeast Asia, these changes mean preparation is more important than ever. Singapore remains one of the world's safest, cleanest, and most efficient destinations, but visiting will soon require more documentation, planning, and attention to detail than before. If you found this breakdown helpful, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more global travel updates. See you in the next video.